Good morning and welcome to the promotion ceremony of Pomolita Middle School's class of 2020. Please join me in welcoming representing Ukiah High School Assistant Principal Eduardo Hurtado. I am Brian Barrett, Principal of Pomolita Middle School.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett, and welcome class of 2024. You're now ending your time as Pomolita Panther and coming up to the high school to become Ukiah High School Wildcats. This is the time to make memories, take advantage every second you get, and enjoy your 4 years here. They go quick. Once again, welcome class of 2024. We're excited to have you, and you're now Wildcats. Go Wildcats.
And now the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Student Body President Cruz Smith.
Please pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Cruz. Please be seated. First, I'd like to thank Assistant Principals Caroline Blair and Jim Evans for their continued work and many hours of making Pomolita a great place to work and learn. Once again, welcome to the families and friends of the Pomolita graduating class of 2020. We are here to celebrate these students who have successfully made it through the 8th grade. As a matter of fact, this class has made it through fire, power outages, and now a pandemic. These students may be the most resilient group of graduates in a long time. We just hope that the locusts aren't coming soon. What does this resiliency mean to these students? The world has changed this year. We've gone from normal to stagnation in 60 seconds. We have a new vocabulary, using words like isolation, stay-at-home orders, face masks, and remote learning. But what resiliency means in these times is that these students will have the experience that will make them have the capacity to recover in difficult times. They will be tough, and they will cope well with crisis. I know it's difficult to think of the positive in these times, but in the years to come, it will become apparent. These students will face crisis with toughness. I look forward to seeing what this group of students has in store for their time at Ukiah High School. I think it will be an amazing 4 years. Great job and congratulations to the Pomolita class of 2020. And now, I'd like to introduce, with her speech, An Abundance of Growing, Jenna Ackerberg.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jenna Ackerberg. I'm an 8th grade student, and I've spent my whole middle school experience at Pomolita. Something I've learned to master better throughout these 3 years was patience. Beginning 6th grade was very exciting because it was so new and big. You never would have thought you'd know everyone there. But having spent 3 years at the same school, everyone's faces start to become familiar, and you start to long for another big change. Of course, with every year comes adjustments in yourself as well as many others, but nothing like the thrill of switching to a completely different school. However, I suppose the middle school experience is especially different for everyone. Personally, I believe it's crucial to be surrounded by people that bring out the best in you and encourage you to grow into your best self in middle school and onward. In middle school, you're going through lots of physical and mental changes, so having companions to stroll the journey with is very helpful. For me, I always had a few close friends at Pomolita to relate to that helped getting an education a little goofier. My last year being at Pomolita was definitely a little different than the other two. Several of my friends had graduated, being a grade above me, and that was one way for me to branch out and meet new people to form friendships with. I never was the mischievous type, but I believe, whether you'd like to admit it or not, there's a little bit of rebellion that comes along with middle school. My favorite part of being in class with my friends was when Alvaro would sneak me an AirPod while we did our work. Zoe and I have had some pretty wild stories as well, just about too many to tell. Just like the time Lexi and I wrestled in Miss Robinson's class. If I could tell you one thing I will always carry in my mind about middle school, would be all the friendships I've manifested and a handful of memories to look back on. My own experiences with my friendships in middle school have been crazy, fun, emotional, and just about everything in between, although they are crucial in playing a part of who I am today, so that I am thankful for. The bonds I have been able to form with several people are worth more than imaginable and are something I will forever value. From my understanding, friendships are never perfect and never will be. And I think a lot of people struggle to realize that, including myself. But some of the same people I have struggled to stay close with in the past are some of the same people that I am closest with today. For me, it is easy to get along with people and make friends, but to have people who don't share the same blood as you treat you like family is truly something very special. I would say that from each and every one of my friends, I have gained another perspective on several different things and learned something about myself through them. Having such close friends has played a major part in my middle school experience, even bonds with my teachers. As we all move forward, I think on my behalf it is safe to say that I came to Pomolita with a lot to learn and look forward to, and that is exactly how I'm leaving Pomolita. I just want everyone to reflect on friendships and relationships they've had or have and really take into consideration the growth you've acquired with these people. These people that you have a special connection with are going to be here for a whole new opportunity that you're going to partake in going into high school. I have felt ready for this graduation for a while, and now that it's finally happening, I have time to reflect back on all the wonderful people who have been here for me. I truly feel blessed. I think back on these past 3 years, and it's crazy how many laughs I have shared with my friends as well as some struggles. I appreciate all the good and the challenging, for what would happiness be without a little sadness? I accept everything moving onward to a new advance. Congratulations for making it through these years. Manifest your success and thank you all for sharing your individuality. Cheers to class of 2020.
Good evening. My name is Jim Evans, and I'm one of the assistant principals here at Pomolita Middle School, and I'll be presenting the Pomolita Citizenship Awards. Active citizenship is the philosophy that citizens should work towards the betterment of their community through economic participation, public service, volunteer work, and other such efforts to improve life for all citizens. The 4 students we are honoring tonight have demonstrated just such abilities during their years at Pomolita. And they are Jackson O'Farrell, Victoria Cawthon, Nicholas Dale Jr., and Avalon Crowder. And next, I would like to introduce the speech Change by Nate Ford.
Hi, my name is Nate, and most of you know that, but for the people who don't, you don't know my story yet, and I would like to share it with you. I go by 3 words in life: choice, chance, and change. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life would never change. I hear this, and I can relate it back to my life and the changes that I've made to make it better. There are a lot of chances I can still take to change my life, and I will look for them. But today, I will tell you about the change that has impacted my life and will still impact my life forever. There are a lot of people in the world who think that my realization that I was no longer a female was a choice, but it couldn't be further than the truth. It was definitely not a choice, and if I were able to go back and change my biological gender, I would. But I can't. I took a big risk by telling people about my realization, and it made a big impact on my life and the people I cared about. It was one of the greatest changes that I could have made in my life, and I have never once regretted it. There might be hard times, but I have never once regretted my decision to be who I am. Remember that. I hope hearing this will make you all think about who you are as a person, what changes you can make to your life and others' lives to better them instead of make them worse. Be whoever the truest form of you is, no matter what people say about it. Make the choice to take a chance, or your life will never change.
At this point in the ceremony, we honor those students who have earned the Pomolita Scholastic Achievement Awards. This award is given to students who have earned a 4.0 grade point average, that's all A's, for every year while attending Pomolita. Please come up as your name is called. Not really, just we're calling your name. Josie Bogner, Victoria Jacinto Cawthon, Avalon Grace Crowder, Alana Lynn Rickert, and Peyton Lee Slotty. Those students had all A's while they attended Pomolita. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Stephen Mastros with the Bill Cleland Memorial Scholar Athlete Award.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Mastros. It is my honor and pleasure to present the Bill Cleland Memorial Award. Bill coached basketball many years at Pomolita along with me and was well known for his compassion for kids. He focused on developing the total athlete in all sports as well as young people who excelled on and off the court. He believed that winning was not as important as teaching skills, sportsmanship, and creating a positive place for young people to interact. Therefore, it is with these qualities in mind that we recognize Catalina Nash and Canyon Laughlin for the Bill Cleland Memorial Athlete Award. Thank you.
And now I would like to introduce to you this, with her speech, Relevance, Leila Tyler.
Hello, my name is Leila Tyler, and I'm here to talk to you about my time in and before middle school. I remember watching my older sister's 8th grade promotion when I was going into 6th grade. All that I remember was basically wanting to rip my hair out because I was so bored from the speeches. I also remember noticing that no one getting promoted looked as bored as me. I've now realized that I was bored because it wasn't important to me. I was the one getting a whole ceremony for graduating 5th grade. You might expect me to say something like, these 3 years have been the best experience, or if I had the choice I'd do it again in a heartbeat. But to be honest with you, middle school is rough, and you really need to find the right people to get you through it. I've learned some things in middle school though. I've learned that having chips from the vending machine makes people like you more for some reason. I'm kidding. Kind of. I learned that it's okay not to know everything, or to fail a test. It's part of the learning process. Thank you, Miss Kylie. She told our class at the beginning of 6th grade that at some point in our middle school career that we would fail a test. I almost started crying on the spot. I truly thought that the world would end if I failed a test. Trust me, it doesn't. I've learned how real friends treat you, and how not to treat people. Back to the whole importance thing. Right now, I really don't think that my peers are bored out of their minds. That would hurt considering it took so long to write this. This speech and the whole ceremony is very important to all of us. Anyways, something I've learned in middle school is what priorities are. I know, surprising. My priorities in 6th grade are so different from my priorities now. First of all, I'd rather die than get a bad grade 3 years ago. I mean, I still don't want to get a bad grade, but it doesn't seem so bad now. I would say that I'm fine with not understanding things right away, but I'm not. Yet. The final thing I want to tell you about is this amazing word. I mean, it used to be stapled to her ball. If you know Miss Kylie, you know she likes the word yet. It's funny how a simple 3-lettered word can change my whole perspective on not just school, but life. Like I said before, I'm not going to say that middle school has necessarily been the best experience, but it's been pretty good.
Paul Standridge was a teacher and coach for Pomolita and Ukiah High School for 20 years. His dedication to both academics and athletics was unparalleled. He cared deeply for his students and players, many of whom would return each year to let them know how they were doing and to seek his advice. Mr. Standridge would boast enthusiastically about his students' achievements as if they were his own children. He was a legend at Pomolita, and his legacy continues. Students selected by coaches achieved the highest standards on the field and in the classroom. It is my pleasure to present the annual Paul Standridge Scholar Athlete Award to students who truly embody the passion that Mr. Standridge had for education and sports. I am honored to present the scholarships this year to McKenna Bird and Kessler Koch. The next speech is entitled Quit Talking and Start Doing by Tyler Simerson.
Promotion speech by Tyler Simerson. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. This quote from Walt Disney means to me that hard work is the only way to get what you want. Over the past 3 years, I sometimes felt like I had too much homework and too much to do, but if I just got started, then it would always get done. This has been even more true during remote learning. My name is Tyler Simerson, and I'm excited to be promoting with all of you to high school. My experience in junior high has been packed with ups and downs. I sometimes got behind in schoolwork and didn't do as good in my classes as I'm sure many of my classmates felt the same. The good thing is that working hard, you could do what you want, and staying caught up in school is much easier than falling behind and having to play catch up. There is nothing worse than spending your weekend doing schoolwork. I'm sure that if we all work hard, we will get to high school and we can do great. This year, our 8th grade year, was different because we didn't get to spend the whole year in our classrooms. I'm not going to lie, I kinda liked it, but it was also hard because we had a lot of work to do from home. It was sad not to see everyone at school and disappointing not to end our year celebrations going to Six Flags, having our promotion party, and going to our in-person promotion. The good news is that we have lots of great memories from junior high. Joining the wrestling team is probably my favorite memory. Our coach made us work really hard, but it was worth it because it made us strong. I never wrestled before this year and found it was really hard work. I have enjoyed this time. I've joined my time in junior high, and even though it was not easy, I'm glad we made it through it all together. And even if we have to do a virtual promotion, so let's all remember to quit talking and start doing. Congratulations, Pomolita class of 2020. See you next year.
Thank you. Great job, Tyler. At this time, we would like all students who participate in the Dual Language Immersion Program to please stand. You can do that in your living room. Tonight, these students will receive a special medallion along with their diploma. The medallion or the medal signifies the dedication these students have shown in becoming bilingual and bicultural. The state of California and the Ukiah Unified School District commend these students in their journey to gaining the seal of biliteracy on their high school diploma. Great job, dual language immersion students. And now, with the speech, Friendships, Ulisa Herrera.
In 6th grade, I had a best friend who I thought would share my middle school journey with me. It was disappointing to find out that we had different desires. She was quickly influenced by the thought of trying to fit in, while I mainly cared about my education. I shortly realized that I had to take a different path that would better my future, even if it meant leaving her behind. It was scary to think of taking this step forward without her by my side. I soon learned that I shouldn't have to depend on anybody, that I needed to focus on myself along with my education. Eventually, my plan worked out, and I had finally found friends who have been encouraging and who share the same intentions as I do. The moral of the story is that it's okay to lose friends, because in the end, you are going to have to learn and grow from the situation. I have lost many friends in middle school, whether it was over an argument or from simply losing connection. However, these experiences have taught me quite a lot. I have learned that the friends you make can influence you and can change the way people see you. I learned to look for the people who would support me and to leave behind the people who have brought me down the most. As we move on and grow, it is important to know the difference between a good and supportive friend from a person who will only bring negativity to your life. For the next few years of high school, I want all of us to surround ourselves with healthy relationships that will nourish our souls and bring out the best in us. I want to thank everybody who have shared this journey with me, whether it was the good times or the bad times, because we can and should take lessons from it all. I also want to congratulate the whole class of 2020 for setting a great example for the upcoming students. This is only the beginning of a beautiful ride.
And now we are doing the presentation of the department awards with our counselors, our awesome people that work in our school with our students, Ms. Nieto Mora and Mr. McNerney.
Each year, the faculty of Pomolita's department selects outstanding students in each subject area, and Mr. McNerney and I are delighted to present these awards tonight.
The department awards for honors go to Peyton Slotty, Josie Bogner, Victoria Cawthon, and Julius Vidola.
For social studies, we have Citlali Morales Ventura, Jordan Gossner.
For language arts, Tessa Strickland, Giovanni Barone, Victoria Cawthon, and Baruch Palmerin.
For science, Karina Cowan, Alana Ricker, Kessler Koch, Tessa Strickland.
For advanced math, Bryce McGrew, Rafael Valencia, Dominic Burleson Fairley.
Math 8, Liliana Reynoso, Uriel Gonzalez, Catherine Montes de Oca Vieira.
For Math 8A, Claudia Chire, Nicholas Dale Jr.
Dual Language Immersion Program, Josie Bogner, Alexis Santiago.
For English Language Development, Ricardo Perez, Esmeralda Salgado Sanchez, Kiana Idica, and Natalia Cisneros.
Physical Education, Alana Ricker, Peyton Slotty, Lydia Leon, Ismael Cruz Tapia, Mark Naranjo. Emery Mathis, Braden Land.
For Mesa, Jaden Mitchell, Ricardo Nunez, Edwin Lugo Espinosa, Adrian Mendoza.
Leadership, Peyton Slotty, Bryce McCrew, Braden Land.
For Art, Alexis Galindo, Amira Estrada.
For Academic Resource, Kiana Idica.
For Yearbook, Shaylin Johnson, Zitlali Medina.
For Music, Olivia Gant.
For Chorus, Soraya Alba DeFrick, Dominic Burleson Fairley.
We Roar Awards, Wyatt Shank, Ani McKay, Emma Perez, Lillian Stoner.
And Student Body President, Cruz Smith.
Hello, my name is Elise Kyle, and I am delighted to be promoted from Pomolita Middle School. It was a big change from elementary school. The last 3 years at Pomolita School were filled with the sound of bells and running from class to class. In the hallway, it was crowded with lots of kids hurrying to class, waving around each other. My memories of Pomolita Middle School will always have that sound of many voices talking and laughing and pounding of many feet. The campus was always busy every day, everywhere. In the cafeteria, kids were lined up, cutting and pushing each other in a hurry to get lunch. Other kids were going to tables and already eating their food. The cafeteria was filled with echoes of many feet, voices, and banging trays. Outside in the quad table area, kids talked loudly to be heard over the sound of traffic. The voices all nodded together, just like noise to me. Did you notice I am talking about sounds a lot? Sounds are important in my life because I am deaf, hard of hearing, and act with hearing aids every day. Sounds are sometimes hard for me. They can be unclear and they can bother me or distract me, but I try to pay attention in class to get all of the classwork done. I think listening and sound can make life challenging, but sound can make life interesting. That's right, there are many things I can hear. In fact, deaf and hard of hearing do enjoy sound. When hearing people think of deaf, they think that they can't hear or listen at all. It can also mean that people who hear with hearing aids. My ears are hard of hearing, but I am deaf. Notice the capital D. Deaf means it is a culture group and includes both deaf and hard of hearing. Hearing people often think of hearing aids as a disadvantage, but I want to tell you that having hearing aids is actually like a superpower. Sometimes I can hear more clear than many hearing people. In fact, sometimes when I wear my FM transmitter, someone might forget to press mute, which means I can hear the conversation more than think I can. But I don't generally listen to other people's conversation. I prefer to listen to music. Many hearing people think deaf, hard of hearing can't listen to or enjoy music. I listen to music while playing video games, doing chores, or on a road trip. Music makes me feel cheerful and motivated. There will be many different sounds in high school. For example, I know the bell sound of the high school will be quieter than at Pomolita, where it is very loud. How we experience those sounds will be different too. However, we will all be coming from Pomolita together. We also like listening to music and playing video games. We also will see our friends and people we know at the high school. The last sounds I want to leave you with the sound of the applause and confetti popping because we are being promoted. Congratulations to the class of 2024.
And presentation for Teacher of the Year Award, Mrs. Caroline Blair.
So many great stories were told as I interviewed fellow teachers about our Teacher of the Year for 2020, and a picture has emerged of a guy who has impacted both his colleagues and his students. He has been described as a great friend and partner in crime, always available for a cup of tea and a chat, and full of ideas to try when nothing seems to work with students. His unique connections with students is apparent as his door is always open with excited voices spilling out into the hallway. He is comfortable being himself around students, and his classroom is managed through wry humor and kindly expressed redirections. His students are challenged and engaged by constantly changing curriculum and teaching practice that responds to students' specific needs, and their energy inspires his passion for teaching. One of the great stories is the time his students were all searching the Black Death with enthusiasm. Jason Griswold and the tech department were alerted and wondered why so many students suddenly started Googling death and dying and whether we had an epidemic on our hands. As a leader, he approaches his colleagues with a calm, open-minded perspective, creating a space where everyone's voices are heard and respected in the decision-making process. He has served as a BITSA mentor and is currently chair of the 7th grade PLC and site-based decision-making, as well as a member of Leadership Network. A snazzy dresser, bow tie straight, Casey Merritt is a proper Teacher of the Year.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Case.
Congratulations, Mr. Merritt. I am going to comment a little bit about your haircut. You are ready for one. You've got isolation hair. At this point in our ceremony, I would like to say a few words about one of our retirees. Mrs. Blair could be called Mrs. Pomolita. She spent 25 years at our school. She started as an English teacher. In her second year of teaching English, she wrote a grant for middle school demonstration teaching and received it. In doing so, people saw her leadership ability, and it wasn't long before Mrs. Blair was an assistant principal. For the last 18 years, she has been the mainstay of administration at our school. There's been many principals, but only Mrs. Blair has been a continued administrator for the last 18 years. She has many traits that have made her successful. She's a finisher, a person who can push projects through to completion. She's to the point with her conversations and can have that difficult conversation with people when it's necessary. But it's always with heart, caring, and thoughtfulness. She is quiet about her personal life. She doesn't say much until there's a little commercial, a little tidbit of information that comes out that tells us what an interesting personal life she has. Oh, I knew Mick Jagger, or he stayed in our summer house one summer, or I went to a royal ball and danced with the Queen, or I was going to lunch tomorrow with the former Secretary of State. There's always some interesting story coming along. And what those all show is what an interesting life she's had. I know in retirement, the stories will grow. Mrs. Blair has been the disciplinarian at Pomolita, but she does it with heart and understanding. At one time, I caught my daughter at lunch kissing a young man, and I sent her right into Mrs. Blair thinking, that'll take care of it, those two. By the way, it must have been terrible to have a dad as a principal. Well, after lunch, I walked in, and they were crying in her office. I thought, yeah. But then I realized that Mrs. Blair was crying too. It didn't quite work out the way I wanted to, but she was doing discipline with a heart. We will miss Mrs. Blair, her work ethic, her humor, fun, her laughter, her storytelling. Caroline, there's no gold watch in retirement in education. What you get is memories. Memories of working with a huge number of students and families. Memories of teaching and making a positive impact on thousands of kids. Your impact on our community has been great. Thanks for all you've done. Thank you for sharing your life and memories with us. Happy retirement, Mrs. Caroline Blair. And now with her speech, looking to the future, Avalon Crowder.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Avalon Crowder. Albert Einstein once said, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." To balance your life, it isn't just about moving, but moving forward. In order to ride your bike and get where you want, you have to keep your eyes in front of you. If you are riding and you keep looking behind you, you're going to veer off your path. You're not only going to be off your path to your future, but you're also going to fall off because you're not paying attention to what is happening right in front of you. It's okay to look back at your past, to remember the good times that you had with your friends and family. Just don't do it all the time, because if you do, you're going to miss out on making new memories. It's important to keep looking forward, because if you focus on your past, you will miss out on your present and future. If you don't look back at your past, you're going to make the same mistakes you have already made, but don't get stuck there. I play traveling soccer, and I'm the goalkeeper. I was at a tournament one weekend, and it was the last game to determine if we went on to the finals. We were at the end of the game, and the other team striker had the ball and was dribbling down the field at full speed. I tried to just stay there and block the shot. I knew that I had to come out, but I hesitated. It was too late to do anything. The ball touched my fingertips and went into the goal. A couple of weeks later, at a game, I made the exact same mistake because I wanted to forget about the moment at the tournament. What I should have done was learn from the situation when it first happened, instead of letting it happen again. I've accepted that mistakes are a part of life, and I need to keep moving forward. To get to your future, you have to go forward. You may be wondering how to move forward and look for your future. All you have to do is dream. Dream about what you want your future to be like. Plan it out. But most importantly, you have to know it's going to take time. Your future is not going to happen in a blink of an eye. It's going to take hard work and will probably take longer than you want it to. It may get tough at times, but don't give up on your dream. Take each stepping stone on your plan one at a time. Don't rush or you may mess it up. And when you fall off a stepping stone, all you can do is get right back on it. Don't let your mistake keep you from getting to your future. That is in the past now. Accept your mistake and keep moving forward. The only person who can keep you from your future is you. While you're riding to the future, look ahead and not behind. Focus on where you are and where you want to be. I hope I've made it clear how important it is to look towards your future and not your past. Mother Teresa once said, "Yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come. We have only today. Let us begin." Now it's time to get on our bikes and begin the journey of life. So, congratulations to the class of 2020. We made it. Keep looking forward and see you next year at Ukiah High School.
Thanks, Avalon. Great job. And now, the time you've all been waiting for, the presentation of the diplomas. I hereby certify each one of these students here named has satisfied all promotion requirements as set forth by the State of California and Ukiah Unified School District. We will be assisted by Pomolita teachers Kathy Kiley and Adam Lane.
Destiny Abella.
Jonna Ackerberg.
Brian Aguilar.
Sasha Aguilera.
Ava Aiello.
Soraya Alba de Frick.
Diego Alvarez.
Aurelio Alvarez Garnica.
Shaylee Amos.
Alexis Anderson.
Celia Aregin Sanchez.
Celeste Ayala Garcia.
Yareli Ayala Gonzalez.
Maria Ballesteros.
Mariana Ballesteros.
Esvide Barajas.
Isabella Barajas.
Andrew Barnhill.
Angel Barriga.
Giovanni Barron.
McKenna Bird.
Josie Bogner.
Faith Branson.
Jesus Bravo Noriega.
Haley Bridge.
Catherine Brooks.
Dayami Buford.
Dominic Burleson Fairley.
Bryce Butler.
Violet Cabral.
Daisy Cabrera.
Mariela Caldera.
Celine Calderon.
Kimberly Cardenas Cuevas.
Reese Carley.
Angelina Karsner.
Jose Casillas.
Julian Castaneda Martinez.
Victoria Cawthon.
Daniel Seja Sandoval.
Diego Ceja Sandoval.
Alejandro Cervantes.
Malachi Chapman.
Brenda Chavarria.
Noemi Chavarria.
Ivan Chavez.
Rocio Chavez Fuentes.
Claudia Chire.
Natalia Cisneros.
Amber Cortez Jimenez.
Avalon Crowder.
Ismael Cruz Tapia,
Nicholas Dale Jr.,
Olivia Damian,
Farah Daniel,
Brianna Davis,
Giovanni de Jesus de Jesus,
Isabella Delgado,
Angel Delgado Sandoval,
Kelsey Dennington,
Tristan DePriest,
Jackson Doyle,
Rafael Echeverria,
Leticia Ellis,
Giselle Espino,
Alonzo Espitia,
Miguel Esquivel,
Amira Estrada,
Nick Fallis,
Karen Flores,
Nate Ford,
Trenton Ford,
Joanna Ford Barrera,
Cole Fowler,
Jennifer Fuentes Vasquez,
Alexis Galindo,
Leslie Galindo Maldonado,
Olivia Gant,
Brianda Garcia,
Julian Garcia Diaz,
Jacqueline Garcia Lopez,
Alejandro Garcia Torres,
Brian Garcia Trejo,
Damian Glosser,
Jonathan Godinez,
Brittany Gonzalez,
Daisy Gonzalez,
Emily Gonzalez,
Jasmine Gonzalez,
Uriel Gonzalez,
Jonathan Gonzalez Ballesteros,
Luis Gonzalez Ceja,
Jessica Gonzalez Gonzalez,
Carlos Gonzalez Hernandez,
Francisco Gonzalez Lopez,
Marabella Gonzalez Lopez,
Giselle Gonzalez Rojas,
Jonathan Gonzalez Valencia,
Jordan Gossner,
Marcela Granados,
Aiden Gray,
Zoe Gregory,
Callie Groff,
Alexa Guerrero,
Sarai Guzman Alvarez,
Jesse Hale,
Madison Hardman,
Chaz Harmon,
Amanda Harnden,
Gerald Harp,
Isaac Hedges,
Estefani Hernandez,
Maiko Hernandez,
Luis Hernandez Reyes,
Julissa Herrera,
Daisy Herrera Gonzalez,
Alexander Igareda Martinez,
Madison Howe,
Kiana Ideka,
Raya Ideka,
Betsy Iniguez,
Angie Hauragi,
Jaime Javier,
Alma Justice,
Edgar Jimenez Lopez,
Cannon Johnson,
Shaylin Johnson,
Jabe Johnson Pulido,
Cameron Jones,
Monteith Jones,
Autumn Keller,
Talon Kennedy,
Kessler Koch,
Karina Cowan,
Elise Kyle,
Roman Labrash,
Braden Land,
Jack Laramendi,
Lydia Leon.
Canyon Laughlin.
Jose Lopez Avelino.
Estrella Lopez Ceja.
Aurora Laurentino.
Edwin Lugo Espinoza.
Jessica Luis Martinez.
Orlando Luis Nicholas.
Alan Lupian Gonzalez.
Melissa Maciel.
Juana Marin Lopez.
Manuel Marin Mesa.
Jevin Marino.
Braden Marshall.
Eduardo Martinez.
Felipe Martinez.
Hector Martinez.
Brian Mather.
Emery Mathis.
Talon Maxwell.
Bryce McGrew.
Ani McKay.
Zitlali Medina.
Adrian Mendoza.
Victor Mendoza Chavez.
Angel Mendoza Diaz.
Dulce Maria Mendoza Felix.
Betsy Mendoza Santiago.
Isabella Morales.
Jaden Mitchell.
Nathan Mitchell Love.
Jose Mancada Ayala.
Aliana Montelongo.
Catherine Montes de Oca Vieira.
Candice Mora.
Citlali Morales Ventura.
Maya Maroney.
Brandon Mucklow.
Carson Murray.
Jocelyn Musselman Chalmers.
Savannah Musselman.
Juan Najera.
Mark Naranjo Hernandez.
Catalina Nash.
Jensen Neville.
Kira Neville.
Alvaro Nieves Vera.
Mariah Noel.
Jacqueline Navoa.
Stephen Navoa.
Myra Navoa Mora.
Preston Noyd.
Natalia Nunez.
Lorena Nunez Anaya.
Ricardo Nunez II.
Alondra Nunez Mata.
Jackson O'Farrell.
Juan Orozco.
Maria Ortega Zarza.
Baruch Pomeran.
Jairo Pantaleon.
Melanie Para Acosta.
Shay Parrish.
Angel Perez.
Ricardo Perez.
Michelle Perez Erostico.
Emma Perez Mendoza.
Alexis Perry.
Isaac Peterson.
Emily Peterson.
Eric Pineda Almazan.
Kaylee Potter.
Dana Prieto Vasquez.
Jose Quesada.
Elijah Ram.
Matilda Ramos.
Trinity Rasmussen.
Ava Rausch.
Corina Reyes Chavez.
Adrian Reynoso.
Alonzo Reynoso.
Liliana Reynoso.
Alana Rickert.
Joseph Rivera.
Josiah Rivera.
Marla Robles.
Jaylene Rodriguez.
Shania Rodriguez,
Nessie Rojas Erostico,
Trey Runnings,
Esmeralda Salgado Sanchez,
Aoli Salgada Solorio,
Alexis Sanchez,
Hugo Sanchez,
Malachi Sanchez,
Samantha Sanchez Velasquez,
Angelo Sandoval,
Israel Santa Maria,
Sebastian Santa Maria Lara,
Alexis Santiago,
Wyatt Shank,
Ivan Silva,
Tyler Simerson,
Jillian Sims,
Peyton Slotty,
Cruz Smith,
Aiden Smotherman,
Lillian Stoner,
Tessa Strickland,
Luis Svensson Alvarez Jr.,
Daisy Tadeo,
Brennan Taylor,
Briseida Tejeda Gonzalez,
Alberto Tinajero,
Miguel Tinajero,
Chloe Trujillo,
Leila Tyler,
Vincent Tyrell,
James Ung,
Areli Orosua Hernandez,
Rafael Valencia Ceja,
Isaiah Vargas,
Andres Vetter,
Julius Vidola,
Melissa Vega Garcia,
Diana Velez Overa,
Quatamo Warren,
Alexis Weston Almazan,
Owen Wycliffe,
Natalie Wildberger,
Tyus Williams,
Tayton Winningham,
Hugo Zarate Limas,
Bianca Savala,
Yerline Zavala,
Guillermo Zazueta,
Cody Zaher,
Juliana Sodita.
Students, please stand. Mr. Hurtado, it is my great pleasure to present to you Pomolita's class of 2020 and the new Ukiah High School class of 2024. Thank you for joining us this evening. Best wishes to all of Ukiah High class of 2024.